lost instead. You can ask anything, no fills in the blanks. With a heart full of love, no need for thanks. Stuck in doubt, most got the path all mapped out. We sharp like a blade, slicing through the doubt. With philosophy deep to just where it's at. Most got the grace to handle all of that. Hey, hey, whoa, answers it all. From big lock puzzles to questions small. Most there with wisdom, wits and heart. Stick with most to feel less torn.
Hey guys, it's Mo, and we have all the questions, and I have some answers. Now, whether it's actual life advice or just being a snarky, petty person, I have no idea. Good afternoon, Farm Sim and Flash Fan 85. Welcome, Jude. So, our first Dear Abby is y'all. I just read the headlines or the little blurb, and how does one hide a death from a mother? I am all the confused. Good afternoon, JKD Bug and Mom of 10. Welcome, welcome, and welcome all the lurkers. You know, I was nervous to join chats when I first started actually chatting. This is a great place. It's a little bit slower. It's not as busy. It's a great place to dip your toes in and see if you want to, maybe chat. Everyone is super cool here. Good afternoon, Pernella and Wolfram. Thank you for doing your Modly Mod stuff. Welcome, Peachy Peaches. So our first advice is, Dear Abby, I hid my husband's death from his mother. Now, I would think that would be like hiding maybe that you have a secret gambling problem. Yes. Hiding that get generic cereal and just put it in the regular, name brand box to save money. Also acceptable. Hiding a death from the woman who birthed your husband, I'm going to need you to have a real good excuse. Dear Abby, my husband, let's call him Guy, and I enjoyed a happy marriage for 30 years, despite the fact that his mother disliked me and did everything she could to undermine our relationship. Guy died suddenly in his sleep last month while we were vacationing in South Asia. I cut the trip short, but between complying with local legalities, arranging for his cremation and his ashes returned home to the US, and rebooking an international flight, it took me 5 days to get home. I decided not to tell anyone that Guy had died until I arrived home. I can kind of get that. Look, this woman is in survival mode. I get this. Sudden death, you have a couple different types of people. You have people that just break down and cannot do anything, catatonic in grief, which I can completely understand. You have people like this woman and me who go into instant problem solving. I cannot have emotions right now. I simply need to get stuff done. And I'll feel things later, but right now there are practicalities. And then you have people that seem to be a mixture of both. But that's not really worrisome to me. Now, when I got home, I immediately notified Guy's family and my own family and ran an obituary in the local newspaper. His mother is livid for me not telling her immediately. She sent me a vicious email in which she called me every bad name in the book, even hinting I may have something to do with my husband's demise. I'm not going to respond to her, but was I wrong in delaying the announcement? Is there a rule that says family is entitled to immediate notification? Look, this one's a tough one. I picked an actual, serious one. Sometimes in grief, people can turn really mean because they can't hit God. You can't hit God. You can't, punch him. You can't take it out on the rest of the world, but you can take it out on those closest to you. I do not recommend that. But some people are angry. Lord knows I was angry at God for a long time, or the universe or whatever you believe in. And it was easy to just, kind of shut down. No, I don't think you're a terrible widow. I was a little confused by the headline, but no, this is normal. And you're both grieving. And his mom has decided to become a total hose beast in her grief. I do not recommend. You burn so many bridges. Do not be a host beast. Everyone is dealing with something. You are not special. Yes, your grief is current and sharp and painful and it hurts to breathe right now, but you don't know if anyone else is dealing with that too. So try not to be a butthole to everyone. This mom sounds like she's been kept alive with bitterness and spite. You can't change people that just stay alive through bitterness and spite. So I say, not the asshole. You know what? You took care of what you needed to take care of. Getting remains out of another country is a pain in the tuchus. So no. Let's see here. I tried to pick ones with kids because I have all of the children, so I can give a realistic perspective. Help. My sister keeps ruining wedding events by bringing her uninvited toddler. Yes, I am still running, mostly because I want CNN to have to call me and possibly embarrass my mother, but that's what we call maladaptive coping. Seriously, it's just a rule of life. Like, try not to be an ass. I don't know how much clearer I can say things. Oh, no, I didn't want that, Dango. Okay. Dear Prudence, I love my sister and nephew, but he's literally a tornado of a toddler. Yes, all toddlers are caged wild animals. I don't know what to tell you. Toddlers are just, well, they're their own deconstruction crew. They really are. Taking him out in public is always dicey, but my sister insists anyway. Well, I'm planning my wedding, and my sister is one of my bridesmaids. I've arranged several fun, low key activities for the wedding party. I think a spa day or going to a local winery for my bachelorette party. All of these events have been planned in advance, and I've repeatedly asked my sister to arrange for childcare. She says she did, but then uh, lugs my shrieking nephew right into the center of everything. During my bridal shower, he was crawling under tables. Seems about right. Throwing food and screaming at the top of his lungs. That is wrong. No, no, no. Now, I'm going to go full screen on this because, look, I'm not trying to parent shame, but I am trying to slightly parent shame, okay? Your toddler, right now, you need to model good behavior. And that means actually being an active participant in your, in watching him and giving him good advice and telling him no. Yes, it is extremely difficult for toddlers to get this concept because ever since they were born, people basically catered to them. So I get that this is difficult, but this is part of being what is it called? A parent. And this sister, you're throwing away special time with your other or with your sibling who's getting married. Soon she's going to be involved in her own life, maybe having her own children. You get very precious few moments when you're an adult to spend with your siblings. You guys have your own lives. Don't throw that away because you want to bring your kiddo everywhere. No, no, there need to be boundaries. And if you don't teach him now, he's going to have to be taught by society. That is the entire reason for parenting. You are the gentle cushion that teaches them, hey, talk back. That's not good. You go in timeout, or hey, you can't lay hands on other people. You can't take things from other people. You can't make a mess. Again, we are that gentle cushion to say no and time out so that the police don't have to deal with them later. I I I get gentle parenting sort of, but I was raised without gentle parenting. I think I did okay. Uh, you know, it is what it is, but no, the sister is in the wrong here. It looks like he was during her bridal shower, he was crawling under tables, throwing food, screaming at the top of his lungs. The sister apparently was just not paying attention. I didn't get to pick out my wedding dress because it was running around and crashed into an attendant who dropped the champagne. I was so stressed because our mom died when we were little, and she always talked about picking out our dresses together. I ended up having a huge fight with my sister. She lives with her boyfriend and his parents, and it's not like she doesn't have options for childcare. She called me a diva and made excuses that my nephew is just a baby and needs to be out in public to learn. I love my sister, but this is ridiculous. Okay, hint to the sister with a kid. Your sister wants you to be there because you don't have that mother figure. She is trying to let you in on a very, very special, important, and probably dreamed about time in her life. I understand the bond between a mother and son. I get that completely. I understand. But your son doesn't need you all the time, and your sister does right now. And I know it feels like you're juggling a ton of balls to try to figure out, who gets my attention now? Well, ma'am, chick with a kid who's crazy with a Tasmanian devil, your sister wanted you to be there because your mom can't. And if you can't get that through your head, I would go to your doctor and ask if he can test you for cranial rectonomy, if he could pull your head from your behind, because I don't get this. I get being a full-time parent. I get, full, involved parent, but you also have obligations to other people, and you are going to burn some bridges. And don't spend the rest of your life burning bridges, because, you might need a kidney one day. Hell, I have yelled, you might need a kidney one day. Do not, irritate your siblings. I tried to make genetic matches to your blood type. I'm a crazy mom. Don't listen to me. Probably don't tell your children to be nice to each other in case they need an organ donation. I, I don't know where Dr. Spock would fall on that one. But, after a while, you just kind of say whatever pops into your head, to be very honest, because you have tried to answer all the questions about, why elephants don't wear tennis shoes, or why are we not drug dealers because we give the cats catnip. Yes, yes, youngest, most feral was going to tell his teacher that we are drug dealers because uh, we give the cats catnip. So we are cat drug dealers. And I was like, Jesus, take the wheel. This child wants me to have my own CPS agent. That's just all there is to it. It's always that last one. I figured it out. But honestly, if you're listening to this, and I know you're probably not, but woman with the child, your sister needs you. I understand your son needs you too, but your sister inviting you, women are really bad about sometimes coming out and say, okay, women, I say me. We're not so great at coming out and asking directly for what we want. And I do wish that the sister would say, I want you here because our mom isn't here. I'm inviting you because this is very important to me. This is something I missed out on with my mom because she passed away. You missed out on. Please, let's make this about us. And that is perfectly okay. Zach, so I actually know the answer to this. Thank you for your super chat. What is a good remedy for chigger bites? There's actually, I think it's called it's in your it's in the local Walmart, okay? And it's by like the poison ivy stuff. Because we live out in the forest and my boys like to go out there, so I do know how to fix that at least. Sometimes, let's be real, sometimes it works. Benadryl if they can tolerate it, and then calamine lotion. That's about all I know. uh I have heard clear nail polish, not nail polish, for ringworm, but ringworm is a fungus, and I've never heard that fungus has been healed by nail polish. And Zach, you're trying to nuke my channel. Thanks so much. It's always you. Oh, okay. So thank you, Danny T. I knew that nail polish was wrong, but I couldn't remember what. Yes, tea tree oil is a natural, I think, antibacterial and microbial, so it does help. My 7-year-old constantly says he hates me. It's giving me terrible flashbacks. He's 7. You told him no on something. He's gonna hate you. And he doesn't even understand what hate is. Wait till he's in middle school or high school, then he can firmly tell you if he dislikes you. I grew up with a mother who had significant mental health struggles. There was a ton of volatility in our home, a lot of screaming, manipulation, and threats, etc. As a kid, I regularly told my mother how much I hated her and what a terrible mother she was. And I can still remember how deeply I felt and meant these things. My 7-year-old is getting a really different experience. My husband and I aren't perfect, but we are patient, loving. We hardly ever yell. We empathize with our kid, even when he's being challenging. And he regularly tells me how much he hates me and what a terrible mother he thinks I am. Typical example. He asks for ice cream. I say not today. He spirals into talking about how I'm always mean to him and never care about him. I know it could just be it is manipulation. Ma'am, he has seen your weakness. Children sense fear. They smell it in the air. They're like freaking raptors, okay? Have you seen Jurassic Park? They're smart. They know how, the door opens. They can figure it out. He knows that this bothers you because you probably haven't been able to put on a poker face. Ma'am, first of all, he doesn't understand what hate means. He is mad at you. And maybe give him a different vocabulary. Maybe explain to him how that feels. Kids don't understand things. They cannot possibly understand your perspective because they've never been there. But absolutely, the father better say, the hell what? I mean, what is your husband doing when your son is actively disrespecting you? Sometimes dad needs to get in there and say, you want to tussle? Because sometimes boys need that. I am sorry. I know that some people, are doing it by themselves and doing a great job. But sometimes boys need their dad to come in and lay down the law. He might not do it all the time, but it's kind of the opposite for me. And Mr. Mo, he's, kind of so patient. He's nearly Canadian. And he'll be like, do you want to get your mom out here? Your mom just sent me a text that y'all need to be quiet. If she comes out here, shit's going to go down. Because I will tell you, when I'm having a bad pain day and even noise hurts, and I have to hobble my behind out to tell the boys to be quiet for the 80 bajillionth time, Samuel L. Jackson mommy might come out. Because nice mommy has asked 137,000 times. Irritated mommy has asked at least 70 times. Ticked off and close to tipping to Samuel L. Jackson mommy asks about 3 damned times. And then it just, it is snakes on an MFing, airplane. I am done. I will say I am trying to be better at giving the boys more direct and, causation things because they did not understand how sound affected me. And it's really hard, again, for kids. They don't have that ability to kind of put someone else or take another perspective. They have such limited ideas, limited experience. Give kids some grace, but also don't let this kid see your fear. He's being a little shit. Tell him no. I'm sorry. Probably not the word you want for your precious child, but he's being a shit because he knows it bothers you. I know he knows it bothers you, and you are packing on your meaning of these words from your childhood on him. If you've given him the good experience that you write down, he doesn't understand. He doesn't have a bad mom. You're not a bad mom. Stand firm. He is trying to manipulate you. We do not negotiate with terrorists or 7-year-olds, all right? You got to go Ronald Reagan. I am so sorry. Let me see if I can fix that because I think I can. So let me. Oh, well, that is really weird. They changed it. Okay. All right, that should be less. I am sorry for that. It went and did something really odd. YouTube is insane. Again, he does not know. He doesn't know what "I hate you" means. He is saying something because he knows it hurts you, A. You've probably made it very clear that it bothers you greatly. And kids are smart. Like I said, they can smell your fear. So, you know what? Let him hate you for a while. He doesn't know what he's saying. He really, really doesn't. And, you know, every kid doesn't like their parents once in a while because we have to be those boundaries. We have to tell them no. We have to be parole officers sometimes. It is absolutely, your job to kind of take this. I'm sorry, motherhood isn't always great. Sometimes it's leaky boobs and, wearing diapers with ice in it. And from there, it gets more confusing. I mean, the delivery is just the start. You're never going to know if you're doing the right thing, but watch the quiet moments. Watch the moments where your son is interacting and you're, on the periphery. If he's turning into a good kid, I'm talking about right after delivery. Yes, they do give you ice packs for your lady bits. Welcome to the real world. It's the same thing with my teenagers. I have times where I'm like, "Oh my god, I hope I am raising kids that are okay," because, my middle one really only talks, to me when she needs a ride sometimes, or my oldest one barely comes out of her room sometimes, and then she's off with her friends. She kinda sees me in passing. I'm pretty sure she still lives here, and I can claim her, on my taxes. But then you'll get these moments, and these are the moments you have to cherish as a parent. You will get these moments where you see your children, maybe they don't even know you're there, but you see your children being kind, compassionate, good people. Maybe they're kind and compassionate to you for a change. And you're like, "You know what? I'm doing okay. I am I'm doing okay. I might not have this whole parenting thing down, but I am raising children that I would wanna hang around with." It's just that's what parenthood is. I'm At least in my opinion. Okay, Bobby, I will talk no more of reality to you. Okay, I can't even understand what is going on here. Am I the ass for enabling my sister's food addiction as revenge? Also, what the hell spelling, people? I shit you not, you're my favorite turds, but I was reading one of these and some person spelled pharmacy Farmacy. And I was just like, why did I get in trouble? Uh, for spelling absolutely crazy by proxy. If you don't have your kids saying they hate you, chances are you're being soft on them. It's like a badge of honor. Again, we are there to be the gentle kind of, those things that they put up for really bad bowlers and me, the little bumper lane. That's what parenting is. You are giving your kid chances to make mistakes, and they're gonna, because they're kids. They're teenagers. They're gonna do dumb teenage things. Unfortunately for them, their phones all recorded and they put it on Instagram. But they're oh, let's see here. That's school today. You don't have to learn how to spell correctly or do math. Well, there you go. Damn it, why wasn't I could have been a valedictorian and a Mensa member in my high school. Miss Fleener, I apologize. I know you tried to teach me trigonometry, but I'm just gonna tell you it went "Meow." Also, I've never used it in my real life, like you said I would. I call bullshit. Okay, let's see. Am I the ass for enabling my sister's food addiction spelled wrong as revenge? Hey, y'all, do you think I should get a revenge tattoo? No regrets? So I, a 24-year-old female, hate my sister who's 20 years old, and she hates me back. The reason I hate her is because my parents made a really poor job on imposing limits on her. to the point she would be in jail for countless things, including stealing $4,000 from my mother, racism against Asian people, stealing and selling family jewelry to buy, not street legal pharmaceuticals, uh, faking her ID to get said, pharmaceuticals from an unlicensed pharmacy, getting caught. Oh, she's the one that did it. Pharmacy. You guys, I can't. I can't. What in the hell is going on? That's it. We need to dismantle teachers union because she spelled it Farmacy. Pharmacy. Don't you know? Zach, she's probably going to school to be an engineer. Let's be real here. I give up. Okay. And let's just say she also did some things I cannot tell on this subreddit towards me. I could totally sue her for that, but my parents told me if I did, they would pull strings to keep her name clean. On the bullying side, she loves to call me an R slur because I am autistic. 1 year ago, before I decided to get bypass surgery, she would mock me for my weight and send hidden pictures of me on her friend groups making fun of me, as I later found out, even if she was just 8 kilograms thinner than me. Look, she sounds like a horrific hose beast, but you might be shading it a little bit in your favor. I mean, I am not going to lie and say she sounds like a hideous hose beast, but have you ever thought about checking out? Are you telling me pharmacy didn't come up with that little dumb squiggle line that tells you that, something is wrong here? Uh, those are absolute. I mean, so far it sounds like a pretty hideous human being, but a normal sister, well, a really bitchy sister. Again, she only has power to hurt you because you give it to her. Who is this person beyond being your sister? You don't seem like you like her, so why do you care what she thinks? Screw her. Live your life for you and let everyone else fuck right on off. I mean, you've got your family, which, you have to take care of. But let's see how she is sabotaging her sister, because I am now hooked. I want to see what craziness is going on here. Let's see here. There are other things she did, like flushing my fish down the toilet so she could film my reaction, but her biggest habit is stealing, and not in a klepto way where she can't control it. She steals cuz, C-U-Z, cuz. She has no respect for other people's property, and she knows she can get away with it since my dad is kind of an authority, so she can steal anything from money to food, and that's where the title came from. As I said, I was morbidly obese, but lost 50 kilograms thanks to the bypass. Ma'am, celebrate yourself, not in a weird, aggrandizing way. Find things that fulfill you. And then again, boundaries. If your sister is a hideous hose beast, you are in no way obligated once you become an adult to keep people in your life who are a terrible, terrible hose beast human being. Sometimes you lose the genetic lottery and you get stuck with an asshole. Anywho, enjoy yourself, take pride in what you've done, and do stuff for yourself. Don't worry about your sister. Now, when she saw me losing so much weight, she finally started working on her own body with diets and exercise, and she would always fail, mostly because she hates anything healthy and loves fast food. A couple months ago, when I went to Congress at university, they gave me a lunchbox with some deep fried shit in it, along with some chocolate and a Coke can. Since I eat none of it, I just shoved everything into my bag and I would give it to someone else. But when I came home, I was so tired, I just put everything into the fridge and went to bed. On the next morning, the food was gone, and my mother was angry with her about to enter her room to yell at her because she knew I gave no permission for her to eat the blasted thing. And this habit of her stealing other people's food really pisses off everyone in the house. Have you tried? Okay, it's called behavioral modification. It seems to work on my cats. Again, this is not real life advice. Have you tried a squirt bottle? This woman seems to not comprehend no. So have you tried a squirt bottle with water in it like I do with the cats when they're on the counters? I don't know how that would work for you, but that's kind of where I would go with this one. Either that or a shock collar if you have access allegedly in Minecraft. I'm not giving you ideas. Now, since the next I told my mother to cool off and said, if she wants to mess up her diet, that's on her, which gave me an idea for a sweet and petty revenge. You know, I am here for it now. I am the queen of the pettyverse. Let's hear it. So, since that day, every time she starts a new diet, I will start to fill the fridge with junk food. Oh my God, I love the petty. This is a terrible human being move, but a great petty move. If like you want to be all the petty but down low, ma'am, you are my hero. Also, again, you are 24, ma'am. You are expending a lot of energy being petty to your sister. The best thing you can do to absolutely make the dingleberries in your life ticked on beyond all belief is just to succeed and give no flying flip what they think. Smile on your face as they are spewing hate and poison, and you are succeeding and walking away. They cannot handle that. Do not mess with her diet. Simply succeed, kick ass, take names, do things for yourself. Your sister seems like she has a lot of issues. Stay out of it. Work on yourself. That's the only thing you can control. You can't control your sister's a-hole attitude, but you damn sure can control if you're going to succeed. So work on yourself. Don't focus on your sister. Sounds like she's going to be an albatross for your parents, and I'm sure they'll have custody of her for years. Or this. I'm just saying these are maybe not life advice. Or if you would, ma'am, that being said, I am Empress of the Pettyverse, but I will tell you, you're expending a lot of energy and a lot of thought into this. And it seems like you lost a good amount of weight, maybe losing this emotional weight. Again, I also watched Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. So again, just live your life and be flippin' proud of who you are and your weight loss and doing things for yourself. And your sister can screw on off. Yeah, well, I'm not saying that I wouldn't bring like a bunch of cosmic brownies in. I'd be petty for a couple months. I hold on to grudges, but then I'd move on and kick ass and take names. So there you go. Ma'am, I have passed judgment, kind of petty, but maybe warranted. But after a couple months, you need to get off that train and you just need to focus on yourself because all ugly is going to do is drag you down. It's going to drag you down to her level and you're going to start spewing poison too. So just, not let it go, but focus on you, focus on your achievements. And it's like I tell my kids, you're the only person that can control you. Now, I like this because I actually have thoughts about this, not I like passing gas around people. That's not what I'm saying. But I will tell you what I told both of my girls when they started dating. Now, I don't know if they listened to me. It probably went about like trigonometry. But I've told all of my girls, and I'll tell my boys, if you are not comfortable enough to pass gas in front of someone, you are not comfortable enough. You are not ready for smexy time. If you want this man or this other person to believe you've never farted in your life, you are not ready for any sort of physical relationship. You're just not. I'm sorry. Now, Mr. Mo and I have been married for a while, and his love language, I guess, is saving all of his farts up in like a fart vault and then coming somewhere vaguely near me and letting silent but deadly. I'm surprised the paint in my room is not peeling sometimes. I'm like, what crawled in you and died? You need to go to the hospital. But it's a funny way of stating things. But I swear to goodness, if you are not comfortable enough in the relationship where you are still hiding the fact that, you know, you fart, then you're not ready for anything else. Now, both of my girls looked at me like I had been smoking peyote, which I hadn't. I don't smoke peyote. Uh, you know, they didn't quite appreciate my wisdom, but hopefully it will stick with them. And every time they think about having smexy time, they'll think about farting, and then they'll never think about smexy time. Look, these are the lies I tell myself to get through having 3 really attractive daughters becoming teenagers. I lie to myself constantly. It's the only way I stay sane. Okay, am I the ass for passing gas near my partner? Like any other human being that has existed on this planet, I pass gas. The problem is my partner gets extremely upset at me when I pass gas near him. Okay, well, you don't want to Dutch oven him. God, if you like him, you don't want to try to kill him, for the love of God. Well, Bobby Baloney, I haven't done that one yet. I just told them that if you're not comfortable enough to fart around someone, you're probably not ready to take that next step in a relationship. You know, hey, being a mom is a hard job. You probably helped contribute to her crazy. I'm just throwing it out there, Bobby. Okay, now let's see here. When we've cuddled, I've tried to make a point of shifting position away from him when I pass gas, but even that's not enough. Okay, but were you under a blanket and then threw it over his head? Because I think that could be considered assault. um, Last evening, after watching a movie, only my hamstrings were resting on him with my buttocks about 6 inches away from his leg when I let out a toot. He got mad at me, stood up, left, then spent the entire night sleeping on his side and not getting close to me. Well, sir, I hope you enjoy inflatable dolls because at least they don't fart. They do get punctured though, so this guy sounds like he has something. uh Find out why the hell he's such a prissy person about gas. I don't understand. The problem is he's okay passing gas near or on me. Yes, that's a talent for men. I don't know why that's, also screw that love language book because I swear to God, farting near your significant other and acting annoying, not arousing, has to be most men's love language, or at least Mr. Mo. I'm like, annoying me is not how you annoying and arousal sound the same a little bit, but that you're barking up the wrong tree. In previous relationships and in this one, I never made a big deal out of a partner passing gas on or near me because I figured we're all human. Everyone does it. And as long as it isn't maliciously positioned like a brother farting in your face or trapping you in a car, yeah, don't hotbox your significant other with your farts. Then it isn't a big deal, especially when the alternative is like you're seeing someone new and you try to hold it in or, get crampy and uncomfortable. In the past, if someone would pass gas, at worst, I'd say, "Did you just toot on me?" Or if it was particularly smelly, no, if it's particularly smelly, close your mouth and walk away because you're going to taste that. Look, I'm not saying that I know from personal experience, but I think my husband is the gassiest person in the entire world. So there you go. And honest to goodness, if this man isn't comfortable with you passing gas around him, this might not be a relationship for you. It doesn't sound like he's willing to accept that your humanity. He's a growing boy. Yeah. So she asks, am I the a-hole for passing gas near my partner? Should I just stand up, move far away to pass gas, or go back to holding it in the bathroom? It seems to me, no, no, ma'am. Listen, I know this seems like a small thing, but he is actually mad at you for something that all humans do. It sounds like he isn't accepting. He doesn't care that he does it to you, but you can't do it to him. Why should you have to fart in the bathroom? Do you know how men, let me explain something to you because I know you probably don't get this. Do you know how much it hurts to hold in a fart because you're trying to pretend like you've never farted in your entire damn life in front of someone you've just met? That ish hurts. Your belly gets all upset, and then sometimes you'll have these nearly audible like fart sounds and your date will think you're hungry. But no, no. Most again, ask him, ma'am. This is the part that pisses me off about Reddit. Now, I know I might not be the typical female. I tend to go at things fairly logically, unless I'm emotional, and that confuses me because I like to use logic. But have you point blank asked him what the hell his problem is? I mean, probably not in my tone of voice because I'm just pissed off now. Um, but at some point, ask him what it is that really does, either freaks him out because you are looking. I mean, maybe people don't date like I used to date, and thank God I'm not dating anymore. I dated with a purpose to find a life partner. Now, if he is just a right now kind of guy, this is okay. You really don't have to go deeper in it. If you feel that you want to sacrifice your digestive system and go fart in the bathroom, fine. But if you guys move on to the next step, is he going to say that he can't change diapers? He can't deal with children? You know, it is a red flag to me just because I know that this is a small thing that can become a big thing, especially if you bring children into this, if you are planning on a lifelong relationship. Again, if he is just a rental, you figure it out. If you want to toot in the bathroom for a couple more months, fine. I mean, I'm not gonna knock you. Sometimes relationships are rentals. You go in thinking you're probably gonna buy like a lend lease program. You go in, you kick the tires, and it seems like a pretty good model. You get out and realize that it always pulls to the left and doesn't let you fart. Um, Take that rental back. There are plenty of other automobiles. You don't need to be with a dick. I love how most of my advice is just like, fuck them. Do what you want to do. Um, In what the hell and why would you put this on the internet? Why would you put this on the internet? I have no idea, but just have to say that the star has the best has the best what in the rapture. Y'all, there were like 14 pages of "Can I sleep with everyone?" or "I'm banging for Britain," or "boinking for Britain," which I didn't know was. I'd get behind that before I get behind, Build Back Better. I'm just saying, anyone running a campaign, I think everyone would do their patriotic duty. I'm bored with my husband and smexy life. My married colleague is up for a full-blown fling. Well, ma'am, I want you to think about the fact that you're probably not going to get alimony and, you know, have you talked to your husband? I mean, really talked to your husband and said, you know, we've changed a little bit. Do you want to try something else? Again, he can't read your mind. He probably thinks he's doing a good job. He's like, I got this figured out. 13 to the left, 14 to the right, 2 to the middle, and score. We have everything figured out. Because men don't think like that. They're in the smexy box. They're in that smexy box and they're not thinking about how you're bored or how, this isn't really comfortable for you. They're not thinking that. They are thinking, "Yay, I get to have smexy time. Let's make sure I don't, finish in 2 minutes." That's what they're thinking. They are not thinking about anything else. Um, and this applies to me because Mr. Mo, look, y'all, I am not as comfortable in my body as I used to be. I am working on it. I am fluffy and deflating, but there have been times in our marriage where I have been bigger and smaller. And Mr. Mo's weather stick likes the weather vane points true north either way. He really doesn't care. He just wants to see boobs. That's all your husband wants to see. Make some effort. Maybe put on a little bit of a little high heel, make an effort. That's all he wants. He is going home with you. But if you don't tell him, he doesn't know. He doesn't know you're bored. He doesn't know you're tired. He doesn't know that, maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there for you guys, maybe a little grope on the boob is not enough to get you turned on. Again, he doesn't know. I will tell you, though, Mr. Mo sometimes listens to my very bad, well, not very bad. It's like, okay, slightly bad, maybe terrible, but who cares? My, Smexy books. Because I constantly have to tell them, how like letters to Penthouse were about 3 paragraphs? Because I read it for the articles. Smexy books, those scenes are about a chapter to a chapter and a half. Men, you are set up for failure. Women fall in love with men written by other women. They do. I am guilty of it. I am so guilty of this. But real life is messy. Real life is hard. You're not going to be the same person you were when you first started the marriage. If you're tired, if you're bored, it's upon you to tell your husband and to, again, you tell your husband he gets to see boobs if you try something different. He is like there with bells on. He is like, I'm here. I volunteer as tribute. You know? It's okay, so let's see here. There's a guy at work who I'm obsessed with. We kissed leaving parties, and he once groped me in a car park. Well, isn't that Harvey Weinstein of him? Thank you. I've been married for 7 years. Shut the front door. Shut the front. I have been married for 13 years. I'm guessing you don't have 6 kids, 5 cats, and like a chronic illness. Ma'am, shut the hell up. Go talk to your husband and maybe, rent some prawn. I don't know what to tell you. What you are missing is that first part of the relationship. That first part of falling in love is fun and exciting and passionate and, but it's a phase. It's a phase. It doesn't last. You have to constantly work at your marriage. If you aren't, then it's not going to work out. You have to grow together. Mr. Mo now is not the same Mr. Mo I married. Again, we have different stresses now. Oh, okay. Let me see here. Okay, all these people, quote unquote, bored with my marriage. They went into marriage for looks and sex and they didn't have a relationship. Looks fade, sex isn't everything. It's called life. Absolutely. I mean, it's a commitment. It is. There are times where I have told Mr. Mo, and again, I'm probably not a really good Christian. Okay, I know I'm not a good. I have looked at my husband's face. I'm like right here, like look at me, and I'm like, I don't like you right now, but I'm never fucking dating again, so you're stuck with me. But you're not. Do not come near me. Do not talk near me. I am mad at you. I will be fine with you in a little bit, but right now, I don't want to know you. Marriage is like that. You're going to have seasons that every day you have to make a choice to stay in this marriage. You are going to have seasons like that. You are going to have seasons where you're thinking, oh my gosh, is this how my life is going to be for the rest of things? Because you're both going to go through stress. You're going to go through heartbreak. You're going to go through some really shitty stuff. But part of marriage is knowing when you go through that really shitty stuff, someone has your back. And right now you don't have your husband's back. You are searching the herd for your next stallion and you've got a saddle out and you've waxed it, okay? So absolutely hose beast behavior. You're not a Marian woman if that's look, you are a rental woman. And y'all know what I'm talking about. There are some women out there that are just looking for that fun, exciting first bit of a relationship, and once that fades, "I don't feel like you show me enough attention. You just, you don't ever notice anything for me." These are rental women. These are apps, and I'm not gonna go full pearly because I think people can change. But if you are addicted to that first part of marriage or that first part of any relationship, you will never have a long-term relationship. You are addicted to the first part, the crazy, passionate thing, and all seasons are good. Again, you walk through hard shit with someone, you walk through hard stuff with your husband's hand next to you, like I've been walking through this disease and my whole life changing. That's more sexy to me than Mr. Mo having a six-pack. But if you want the fun fling stuff, then leave the marrying men alone. Don't go after it. Don't try. Be honest with yourself. Getting pissed off. I don't like people that cheat. I really, really don't. Now, she was married for 7 years. I know my married colleague is up for a full-blown fling. Well, that's how you get gonorrhea syphilitis. Oh, thanks you, Alice G. My single friends tell me to go for it. So wait, you're taking marriage advice from your single cat lady friends. This sounds like a genius plan. Please tell me more of this Mensa level idea. I like my husband well enough, but the spark has died. Okay, this woman is a hose beast. We're flinging her into the sun. He has his friends and I have mine. We still have smexy times, but it's predictable. I don't think he'd even notice if I strayed. No. You know what the deal is here, ma'am? You are already divorced. You have checked out and run away from this marriage and you're done. You're not investing in it. You're not asking your husband to help. So absolutely, please leave this marriage. Go. I would not fornicate with a married man. That's some really bad juju right there. I wouldn't put that out there in the world, and I don't know why the hell you're asking the internet to solve your problems. But he would notice. The problem is that you've already checked out. You are searching the herd for a new stallion. And this man is back home, probably working, providing, and thinking that he's pretty much doing a good job because you never told him he wasn't. He doesn't get he doesn't get subtle. Men don't get subtle. You have to come out and tell them. You have to look them in the eyes and say, "Sweetie, nothing bad, but I was wondering if we could try a couple different things. We we have less time now or we're not as acrobatic as when we were young, but let's have fun. The worst that can happen is that we might end up in the ER and have a funny story." Okay, that would probably be on a stream. I would make Mr. Mo come on, but seriously, it just this woman is not married. What does Jane say? The very fact that you're asking these questions lead me to suspect that you're unsure about sleeping with your colleague. Don't be overly influenced by mates because they are not you and your life is not a game. Do you really want to risk your marriage and home for an office fling? I don't subscribe to the idea of no strings attached smexy time. What if you emerge with. Here's the other thing, and this is biology. This is biology. It's been proven hormonally. Women, and you can fight me with this, but I have never known in my entire life a woman who has been emotionally healthy and had no regrets about a bunch of casual hookups. We attach feelings. There is, oh gosh, it's oxytocin. Bonding hormones are released from your body when, as a female, you're doing the smexy time. For men, it's a physical act. I mean, it can be more than that. I'm generalizing here. But for women, it is absolutely, it gets attached to feelings because that's just how we're made. I am so tired of the world telling all girls, young people that they need to go out and have a really high body count. Also, TikTokers that are putting up their body counts. Your mother is ashamed. Your mother can no longer go to the Piggly Wiggly, okay, without, people giving her the side eye. Do not put your body count out on TikTok. What in the horrific, and I mean horrific, things are you doing? Why would you do that? I mean, look, I'm not about shaming people, but maybe we need to bring back a scotch of shame. I don't want to hear how many like miles you have on you. I'm horrified. I mean, I'm not, Helen Lovejoy. Think of the children. If it works for you, fine. I have never met a person in my entire personal life. Granted, I'm more of an indoor cat person, so I don't have like scores of friends that I would question about their sexual times. I know who'd have thunk that that wouldn't come up in a conversation, but it's different. And ma'am, you're just a gross human being. It's not your fault. You're just a hose beast. I'm very sorry for you. I mean, not so much. I'll show you. Are you guys in the UK, like, just all doing all the smexy all the time? Because holy cow, all of these are about the smexiness. I can't. Oh, and here, we'll get a male douche since we need one. I had wild smexy time with my best mate's wife. I'm not usually a bad man, but we're a perfect fit. No, she's a douche. And I'm sorry for her husband because she's definitely treating him like she is ready to trade in his lease. She's like, "Look, this car is old. I've tested the tires. I would like a refund." Sir, again, question why we are going to put this on the internet. But let's see here. Why can't I keep away from my best mate's wife? Oh, I have an idea. Let me think. Okay. Your schmeckle is a weather vane and or is like a compass and she always points due or she always stands due north. Did she hide herself nude in a pile of leaves and you accidentally fell on her? I mean, I am confused. My pal works away from home 5 nights a week and he half kills himself to provide a decent standard of living for his wife and her elderly parents. You're both disgusting. I'm sending you straight to Mars. This man is busting his ass. Again, ladies, I'm speaking to you. If you want your husband to be more present around you, if he comes home and he wants to decompress, I give Mr. Mo about 15 minutes where I don't come up and ask him much or anything other than like, "Hey, true, Jeffrey." Now, if there's something pressing, I will kind of drop it on his shoulders as soon as he gets home, but I do understand that he is out there working for us. He is doing a job, it can be quite stressful in the current climate. So, I have no problem uh with telling him things directly. Again, men would so much like if we would just tell them what we want. Ladies, just tell them. They're never gonna guess. They are never gonna link the fact that you are cold because he likes to not die of heat in the summer to they are never gonna do this leap of logic that females do. So, you're cold and you start shivering because you think maybe he'll be gallant and get you a blanket. But instead, he's like, "Are you having a spasm or something?" Just tell the man you want a GD blanket. He's not gonna get it. He is not, a mind reader. If something pisses you off, try to tell him in a kind way. If you can't tell him in a kind way, what I have done is I tell him, "Look, I would like to talk to you about something, but right now I'm angry and it probably wouldn't come out right." Again, he is out busting his ass. He probably thinks he is being a good husband, providing for you because that's important to a lot of men. A lot of men base worth on the fact that they can provide, that they can, do the labor that maybe you can't. And have you ever told your husband this chick hasn't told her husband, "Thank you. Thank you for working breaking labor to, make sure myself and my parents have a good home." This next sentence, well, damn. He trusts me to keep an eye on them and always thanks me for being on hand. Jeffrey Montgomery, look, this is a commandment for women. We cannot stop this. Men never blame women for things they do in their dreams. Women do blame men for things they do in their dreams. They will hold a grudge and never tell the guy why. Absolutely, I am trying to change this behavior one Reddit post at a time. Spread the gospel of Mo out. Men are not mind readers, and women. Look, here's the deal, and I'm gonna explain things to the guys. All right, guys, you can pretty much have one feeling and think about it all the way through and then be done with it. You put that feeling in that box with that particular, whatever you were thinking about, and it goes away. You stop thinking about it. Now, that is a superpower that every woman wishes she had. And thank you, Annie Teak, for sharing or gifting a membership. And that went to Bradley Mustlier. I hope I said that right. If not, I'm very sorry. Or not Brady, not Bradley. Reading is fundamental, and sometimes I just don't have the mental. Now, guys, this is going to be horrifying for you, but I want you to imagine being a woman. You don't have to do anything. Here is how a woman thinks. She wakes up. Oh, Brady must tell Ire. Thank you. Okay. So, husbands, you wake up in a pretty good mood. Your wife seems to be, well, not at nuclear levels of crazy. So you think you're doing good. Now, your wife walks out and there's a load of dishes in the sink. Now, the leap that women can do is that we will think, hmm, you know what? I don't think he respects me. He obviously doesn't respect me. He doesn't care. Man just sees dishes in sink. Women, we can make that Superman jump link to, I guess he just doesn't care. I guess I could do nothing. Must be that I'm a maid. I mean, we will take leaps of logic and reason that you cannot imagine. We might even fly to several different conclusions. And then we will link that sink full of dishes to that time you forgot something. Because apparently it is in our genetic makeup. We have a list of all the wrongs that you've done. And for the most part, I do try not to bring things up because they're over, they're done with, they're adjudicated. But we can. This is how our minds work. So we link those dishes in the sink to maybe your mother didn't like us quite when we first got married. And then it's like, oh, so I see. So you think like your mother that I'm just not a good housekeeper. And your husband is looking at you like a dog that is trying to do trigonometry. Because he has no idea how the hell you linked a sink full of dishes to him not giving a crap about your feelings and taking you for granted. Because that's not the leap of logic he would take. He would just say, oh, I need to do the dishes. Oh, okay. You could have just asked me. I didn't really notice them, or I'm okay with a pile full of dishes. It's the different way we think, and I wish someone would just be honest. For God's sake, we do not speak the same language sometimes, and that's okay because they're complementary. Dudes, men, male people with dangly bits, if you had to have all the effing feelings that women have, you would never get anything done. We can barely get through a Sarah McLachlan, ASPCA video without having frickin' 19 feelings. It is freaking exhausting. I would love to not have feelings on anything. I would absolutely love to look at things logically all the time. But no, God has decided I must have all the feelings at all the time, and it's just exhausting. And, just a hint, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this, but we women are tricky. We women are tricky, so if we say, "Go ahead," or "Fine, do whatever you want," men, it is a trap. Admiral Akbar is screaming in the back. He is trying to warn your asses. And we women are tricky because we will put on that blank face and we'll be like, "No, no, it's fine. Just do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. It's okay. You're just gonna do whatever you want anyway." It's a trap. Do not do whatever you want unless you would like all of your stuff burned on the front lawn. I'm just saying some chicks are crazy. It is a trap. I'm helping you out. Uh, and also, does this make my butt look big? I don't know what the answer to that is anymore. It's a trap. It's a trap. Do not answer. Absolutely. Aqua E. And here's another thing that I know I could be better at doing, but I know that husbands would probably appreciate this, or men. Men want to fix things. Men want to fix things, they wanna help, but they maybe don't always have the right toolbox to fix it. So I have told Mr. Mo that this conversation is a complaining conversation. I would like you to listen to me as I bitch, tell me I am right, and pat my head and possibly go get me ice cream afterwards. So he knows the framework where he's working with. Now, if I go to him and say, because I am going to ask him, I have an idea for my office setup. Could you please help me? I think a lot of people forget to invite people in to help them. All your husband, all your man generally wants to do is to make you happy. But we are a big giant ball of crazy, confusing emotions, and our husbands have been told, like, I don't want you to fix this. Look, I'm guilty. I am super de-duper guilty of this particular action. I used to be. But then I realized I was expecting Mr. Mo to read my mind, and he didn't know that I just wanted to have him sit there as I bitched and sit here with me while I'm all confused and just know that I'm not alone. I don't want you to fix it right now. I just want you to listen. And I think, he'll tell me things. He'll tell me, "Hey, I just would like to complain about this," and I'll just look at him and say, "Okay." I won't give any suggestions. It helps. Well, there you go, audio coffee. I met and friended one of my ex's partners. All of them, made me look like a sane one. It's all about talking, and this dude is going straight to Hades. But I am the worst friend in the world. The minute his back is turned, I'm up the stairs like a rat up a drain pipe, and I can't help it. She's like a drug to me. Sir, I don't know that you're as, actually, Jeffrey, that's where we got the idea. Actually, I don't generally turn to Ben Shapiro for help with anything, but this is actually a practical good idea because all men want to do is make it better for you. They don't like to see you upset. It confuses them because they think they're in trouble, which most of the time they are. We're not going to lie. You guys are in trouble for things you didn't even do in our damn dreams. And that's not even counting the weird third wave feminists that blame you for every damn thing. Sir, you are a garbage dumpster fire human. What is wrong with you? She and I enjoy an undeniable sexual chemistry. Sexual times with her range from wild and uninhibited to comforting and warm. Are you a 13-year-old girl? Sorry, I'm shaming him. I don't care. He is a bad person. I've never known anyone like her. She agrees we're a perfect physical fit. I'm usually not a bad guy, but I'm behaving like an ass. Yes, you're well. Oh, I didn't put it back on the screen. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. Last month, I was naked in their bed after a particularly. Sir, do you have a job? Do you have a job? Do you have a gerb, if you will? How the hell are you constantly sneaking out with this dude's wife? Or I guess sneaking in to this dude's wife? Sir, you are gonna end up on a headline, and I don't know if you're gonna be the perpetrator or the victim, but this is not gonna end well. True, he is gone 5 days a week, but there's gonna be that time where he's gonna come home midweek because they had, rain or something. Then it's really gonna be on. You are lucky this is in the UK where he doesn't have access to force multipliers. I'm throwing it out there. Keep your head on a swivel and stop sticking your wick in your best friend's wife. What is wrong with you? I feel like I need church lady, like, maybe it's Satan? Recently, I've experienced a couple near misses that have put the wind up me last month. Uh, and she was in the shower when we heard a noise outside, looked out the window, and saw his friend's car. He'd come home early that day. I hope he catches the cheating skanks and then he throws all of her stuff in the front yard and burns it. I mean, I don't know. Uh, I don't know if that's, a really big crime, but I'd be here for it. Back in college, there was a lady going through a divorce and she really liked me. I mean, full power flirt. Even back then, I knew not to. Playing with fire, never ever fool with a married person. Absolutely. If a married person will cheat with you, he will cheat on you. He doesn't care about vows. He is not that in love with you. He's scratching an itch. Same thing for women that do this. Now, I did nothing more than throw my clothes on and climb up into their loft and pretended to chase out a squirrel. He entered the home and tried to give me $20 for my trouble. Then last week, she and I were frolicking in their hot tub. We were groping and splashing and making out. Eventually, I checked my cell phone and I discovered I'd missed 8 calls from him. His mother-in-law had. All right, no, you're both dumpster people. So you are out playing and frolicking because apparently neither of you have gerbs. While your husband takes care of her elderly parents too. That's it. We need to rescue this good husband from these terrible dumpster people and find him a good woman because this is not it. Oh, Audio Coffee says, no, but we do have knives. Asked my neighbor. He was a victim of oh my gosh. His ex stabbing him. Talk about blue light night. Every emergency service outside, I heard it all. Oh dear Lord. Well, I'm glad he's okay, but yeah, maybe don't cheat on. Okay. Of course, I leapt and did my duty, but again, my mate tried to pay for my gas. What kind of monster am I? A terrible one. You are terrible. You should feel great shame. Make mom shaming good again. Your mom is absolutely embarrassed of you because not only are you cheating on your best friend's wife, but you decided to tell the internet about it. And I'm guessing that the husband can probably figure out who you are based on your very particular stories about catching a squirrel and, missing your phone calls. Sir, I'd keep my head on the swivel and I'd change my town. That's my thing. And for our final story, because I almost am ready to go to y'all, I don't even know what to do with this one. Am I the ass for saying on Facebook that my cousin, 12 months old, or he's a 12-year-old male, sorry, not 12 months, can't come into our apocalypse bunker because he's unvaccinated? Why do you have an apocalypse bunker? This is 5 years ago, but still, this is ridiculous. I am a 30, and they labeled this not the asshole, but I think I'm going to have a different idea. I am a 34-year-old female. I love my baby cousin. I try not to pick favorites because I'm the oldest, but it's undeniable to our entire family that we have a special bond. When he was younger, every time I came to visit, I would have a surprise because if they told him I was coming ahead of time, he would ask them every day if I was going to be there yet. Basically, what happened is I made an action plan for the family in event of some sort of crazy ish going down and posted it on Facebook. Real preppers don't tell no one what they have. This is called letting people know you have supplies. She's obviously new to the prepper movement. And yes. Let's see here. A lot of people aren't taking it seriously, and that's okay, but I am. I'm scared and I want my family to have options. In the plan, we're all to convene at his and my grandmother's house because she has the most food and room. In the comments, his mother, 35, asked if she could meet us there. I replied no, she couldn't because her house is big enough on its own, and she would be bringing her mother who is elderly ill and my unvaccinated cousin and her own unvaccinated baby. Basically, it was brought to my attention that in this statement, it may have hit harder than intended because of family politics that have nothing to do with me. She is my uncle 38th male second's baby mama, and he went to marry his first after making a third. Do what now? I'm gonna need a graph to explain this family tree that kind of just circles like a wreath. Okay. My judgmental Southern grandmother has only just begun to accept this 13 years later while also passively dealing with her because my family feels ownership over the children. I wasn't privy to any of this since I am only just now being included into adult family drama trademark. But I am being painted as a dick for saying something I feel is only reasonable. Well, ma'am, now that it's 5 years later and your 13-year-old cousin won't talk to you, do you feel like you made the right decision? Too long didn't read. I told my aunt that she couldn't bring my cousin to our apocalypse bunker, and she took it personally. No shit, Sherlock. Are you confused? You basically told her because she didn't follow your medical plans that you deeply care about, you'd rather have her die in a zombie apocalypse. Yes, I would take that personally. When she's like, "No, we're locking you out of the ark." I'm sure a couple of the people that were drowning probably took it a little personally. Edit. I acknowledge Facebook wasn't the best place to post my plan. If to exclude people, it wasn't a plan per se, but if I had thought it through to that level, I could have predicted this and just texted everyone who was invited. Although, from what I'm learning about the family dynamic, that would have easily been another issue. No, you are all assholes in your family. First of all, your grandma doesn't, acknowledge the 13-year-old because her son made the active choice to sleep around. I mean, we can talk about the whole family and I'm done because I feel super petty. So your uncle is out spreading his seed all down here and yonder. Just Johnny Appleseed trees just everywhere, but then decides to go back to his first baby mama because I guess, once you drive a Jeep Neon or a Geo Track, a Geo, you never go in an electric car. So you already have a man, damn it. Hopefully that's better. YouTube is being a real butt. But you already have a child who's been rejected. His entire family on his dad's side. And you are further rejecting him because maybe his mom doesn't want him to vaccine at that point. I mean, this is 5 years ago. Still Is it getting any better? Yeah, I'm gonna have to have him look at it. I think it's, I think I don't have enough of so you know how your computer has to have enough, like, energy bit, stuff? I think I have too many things downloaded. Problems that they put on the internet. I have Alienware. I don't know what that is. And welcome back, Siobhan. I remembered I have my handy dandy notebook. Oh, see, there you go. I am probably looking for a laptop that I can run things with. Okay, good idea. I'll have to look at that because I'm learning computers slowly, but it's like a Helen Keller thing, and I think I really don't want to be responsible for the person tutoring me to have to have a complete nervous breakdown and become a functional alcoholic because I'm so bad at computers. I can't have that on my soul. I've already done some bad things as a teenager and some, mean things as an adult. And my basic job is making fun of people on the internet. I already have some karma. So I really don't want to be responsible for making a computer tutor, give up the will to live. Anywho, ma'am, you just basically told this 13-year-old that he's, again, not part of your family. It's just I I you have created a hurt that's not gonna go away, and your family sounds like dicks. You all sound like a-holes to me. I don't know who in the hell Reddit was judging, but you're just terrible. You're all terrible. Cannot believe this family. Why would you He's a child who is looking for you to love and care for him because you're his favorite. You have a special connection and you're just going to ignore him. And thank you, Kat, not Williams, for gifting 5 memberships. I did restart I did restart it yesterday. So I am slowly learning that I need to restart my computer. Look, I'm a terrible computer owner. I am not gonna lie to you. I had to look up the lyrics to WAP, and I'm pretty sure that my computer got conihurfasyphilitis. Okay, and those memberships, well, you gifted yourself a membership, Kat Not Williams, and then Siobhan, and then Sarah Schwartzberg, Swifty, and Sue. Welcome to the Church of Mo. Uh, we all are welcome. Please leave your patchouli oil and plastic recorders at home. Those are the only things that are illegal in the Church of Mo. Uh, because, well, recorders are audio assault weapons and should be outlawed and will be when I run for president. Uh, and then, well, patchouli oil is not a replacement for deodorant. Look, I try to love you hippies. I really, really do. I do try. I like crystals. I like Lord of the Rings. I even like edibles sometimes. But the patchouli oil is where I draw the line. I'm sorry. It is not a alternative to wearing deodorant. Wear deodorant. Do not stink. I don't care. Just for the love of God, if you are in the middle of Indiana in August and you have a tank top but you're not wearing deodorant and you smell like feet and Doritos, I'm gonna have issues and I might start telling people about themselves. I've gotten so used to not having a filter on streams that I might I might tell people about themselves. I don't get it. Wear deodorant. Do not smell like, gross feet. I don't know why this is such a hard thing. And then if you are new to this channel, I got this idea from Baker. I always like to, footnote and give my sources. He does post-it notes, and I put up little tags. And if you can see in the background, this shadow box behind me is full of all the tags. Once my board gets full, I put the tags in there, and I've got all of you awesome people supporting me throughout the year. Uh, just a reminder, because this has been a absolute lifesaver for me. Uh, it, it really has. And I mean, honest to goodness, when I felt like my, new diagnosis of a chronic pain condition had stolen everything out of my life, I'd never thought about streaming. But now I have a thing that I can do. I can be productive. It's just for me. And don't get me wrong, I love my children. I love them to death. And I know that this parenting gig is, basically putting them first, but it is nice sometimes to have a chance to acknowledge that I was going to say a fully functional human being, but I believe I might get struck by lightning if I say that. How about I have an identity independent of being a mother? Thank you, Rice Street, for the gifted membership. Dingus, what are you getting into? Whatever you're doing, it's bad. I thought I got all the kids out of the house. And now Dingus is terrorizing people. And that went to Gina L. Welcome to the Church of Mo. Everyone is welcome. And you know what? You can do whatever you want. Just don't tell people about their kinks unless they ask. And if I ask, I'm going to ask all the questions. It is what it is. But, we'll be kind to you. Just don't hurt puppies or, children. And everyone is good. Everyone is welcome in the Church of Mo. Just keep the recorders out of here. Thank you guys so much with all the ideas of things to look into. I am looking into getting my own line for internet. I don't know if they have to drill through the house or connect it to the mainframey big internet things. Mr. Mo is probably inwardly dying as I try to explain computer stuff, but I want to get my own independent line to see if that helps with things. Look, y'all, I love Mr. Mo. He lets me not be any sort of intelligent about computers. He just rolls his eye. And I wish I have told Elon, look, Elon, listen to me. Listen to me. I am willing to have your 18th child through IVF. I am willing to have cosine tangent Messiah. I will even let you name him something stupid. I'll just call him Bill. Anywho, I am willing to do this. Hook a sister up with some Starlink because rural internet is a pain in the ass. It is like sunny out and I don't know why I don't have internet. So, like I said, Elon, I'll be the first chick that isn't a crazy socialist that you've ever had kids with. So, it might be weird, but I also won't turn insane. I mean, I'm already sort of crazy, so you kind of know what you're getting. I mean, if you saw the ride and still bought the ticket, that's what I tell Mr. Mo all the time. Like, look, I never lied about my level of crazy. I simply told you I did not hide anything. Yeah, I've got to talk. If there was just a way I could pretty much. I'm just saying I would be willing to, as long as I could get good internet and he could be my tech person. What I really need is like some AV kid from the high school that will work for Hot Pockets. But with the amount of teachers trying to perv on younger men, it would look really weird if I showed up in my big breeder mobile red van and put like, do you want to work for Hot Pockets? AV help for home cooked meals. I would probably get yeah, a child named Sokotoa. That is the only part of trigonometry I remember. And well, I I did like the graphing calculator because I could write notes like, "This is the most boring shit I have ever sat through. I will never use this in my real life." Breeder mobile. I have a 10-passenger Ford Transit that's bright red. I call it the breeder mobile. We have 6 children. It's not I needed a new hobby. So what I will say for this entire thing is I would love an update. I would love an update because, my guess is this is a hurt that's not healed. My heart goes out to this 13-year-old boy. Listen, if you are somehow crazy enough to stumble on this, your mom loves you. Absolutely, and don't take your father's family rejection as anything to do with you, because 'cause they're assholes, and we don't listen to assholes. You are a good kid, and you deserved a whole lot better from your dad's family, but you will find your own tribe. You really will. You will, and you will find people. It's just like I know I'm a crazy 90s nerd, but it's just like Blind Melon. You will find your B people. You will. You will, and I'm sorry that your family turned out to be jerks. I will adopt you. I have adopted about half of the internet right now. Now, I haven't told anyone that I've adopted that I do have a wheel of regret, and whoever it lands on, you get custody of me in my old age. Imagine Mo to 37, because that's because that's what you're getting. I am Mo to 11 right now. But, yeah, old older Mo is just gonna be like, Sophia from The Golden Girls. Imma say whatever the hell I want to because 'cause I'm old. Well, you guys, thank you for joining me. This has been fun. Again, I don't know why people put their personal lives on the internet, but I am here to judge, and they asked. So I will okay, so not sure says the easiest thing would move, your modem to the room your PC is in. Oh, that might be a good idea. Thank you so much for these idea, guys. I like that's the entire reason my channel is named Mo in the Deep End because when I was offered an opportunity to, go on stream, I kind of jumped in, not looking full cannonball belly flop. So I really have thrown myself into, I you guys know, I am about like your Aunt Edith with a jitterbug. I cannot figure out the buttons. I don't know where things are. So this definitely is a learning curve for me. And, I am just so thankful that you guys show up. And I will be seeing you probably, well, that would have required forward planning. And sometimes I'm just like, bright, shiny object. I love that I'm so type A, I can barely a jitterbug. It's an old people's cell phone. I don't even know where I was going with this. God love you. Men, this is what we are dealing with. I am too type A to function, but I also have ADHD. So I am really, really good planner unless I get distracted by glitter, which happens often. And my poor husband has to live with me. It is too. But I will see you guys. I'm going off to pick up the feral children, and then I will be doing kind of a introductory to the Susan Morphew case. Jedi Jess was awesome, and she was able to get the 85-page, basically disbarment of the district attorney, all that paperwork. But it's a case that I wasn't quite into. I've never really looked at in depth. So it will be interesting to kind of go through these cases that people have really strong opinions about and see how I line up. I do like kind of forming my own opinion and seeing where I land. I will see you guys in probably Sunday. I don't know what I am doing the rest of the day, but have a good day. And, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. And if people around you are a-holes, then shine, you sparkling diamond, shine on, shine bright, because that is the thing that's really going to get the dingleberries upset. You survive, you thrive, and you kick ass. And it will bother them more than any sort of bringing Twinkie boxes into the house. Bye, guys.